Hello, this is Zeke777, and welcome back to Ars Nouveau. Do you happen to need some copper? Today, there are quite a lot of things I'd like to get done. First is, as you can see, I'm going around and lining everything with copper. Now, the way I'm doing this is actually, I've got a whole bunch of these cut copper, so it's all raw copper blocks from the copper ore. Basically, I'm going along, and my spell is number 10 here. Ray, place block, randomize. So basically I'm just going to go along and I want a bit of variety here. I had wanted just kind of one thing originally, but the problem is if I start doing this all in a row, basically it just starts being a tiling pattern. You can see how the kind of patina on the copper here is the same between these two. So by having it randomized, it looks a little bit better than it just being a repeating pattern over and over and over and over. So that's the first thing. I was kind of going along doing that. No big deal, kind of boring. What else I'd like to do is there's still a lot to do with blood magic that we haven't even touched yet. We moved our little inversion pillar thingy over here, and basically that is making it so that we can still get there if we need to, but there is another layer of that dungeon that we still need to go to, which gives us access to the next level of blood altar over here. We don't technically need it, but it's definitely handy to have. At the moment, I've got a orb there that can hold 10 million, or can hold 1 million life points, which is useful. It can do quite a lot of stuff with that, but not as much as you can with 10 million. So I would like to upgrade that at some point. I don't know if that's what I want to do today. I also want to go through and I'd like to upgrade my armor a little bit more in two different ways. One is we can go to the end. That's probably something I should have done already. That'll allow us to upgrade to the tier 3 of our heretic armor. But also, as you can see there, upgrade points of 100. I can upgrade this to the next level with blood magic, and that'll get me either 200 or 300. I don't remember if it's been updated yet. I think Chonky was planning on updating the heretic armor to only have 200 instead of the 300 that you normally get. But basically, that's another way we can upgrade that, as well as properly optimizing it by figuring out what we want for our threads and our upgrades. So a lot we can do today on that. And before we get started on that, I'm just going to go ahead and finish filling in all this copper. I've decided what I want to do. I want to upgrade my armor to tier 3, and that is going to require getting to the end. So I'm going to do this the difficult way, and that is I'm going to go here to the nether, and I've got a thing marked out over there for a ghast farm. Currently, there's nothing over here. I mostly just wanted to see how long it would take me to actually make one of these things. I haven't done it before. So it'll be fun. Over here, because we have Incendium, we have a few different biomes, and over here where it is bright white is the, what is the name of this place? The Quartz Flats. Now the thing is, if I go to Cheaty Cam here and drop below, there's a whole lot of quartz everywhere, lots of fire, really cool, and it's very, very open. But down below here, we get noticeably a whole ton of skeletons. They wouldn't like me if I wasn't in Cheaty Cam. And we also have these lovely guys right here, which are ghasts, of course. So the plan is I'm going to go up here, and I ran into this problem with the Hoglin farm as well, which is the nether with Incendium here. The nether roof is at 192. The reason that's a problem is the actual build height is still only 256. So you can't go up as high as I would like to go. So that's a problem. What we're going to do though is, I can move you here, I'm going to grab a bunch of these mage blocks and some building blocks here. Not mage, magma blocks. And I'm going to find a spot. If I go down here, I believe that these areas are going to be too small for a ghast to actually spawn in. They need like a 5x5. So what we're going to do is we need to build a platform. I think before I do that though, because as soon as I start placing blocks, it means that things are now spawnable on this. And I don't really want a whole bunch of gas floating around. So before we do that, we are actually going to F3B? No, F3G, I always forget that. We're going to find a chunk border right here, and I think we're going to use this chunk for our actual farm, and I'll be in this chunk for, not really AFK, I'm only going to be here for a short amount of time, but I think this will be sufficient. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. My plan is to use basically the same system I did for the Hoglin farm, which is just a big square of portal here. And I'm specifically going just outside the frame here, or outside of the chunk border. So it's going to be 16 by 16. Nothing too fancy here. Just a big square. Now I wanted this up one because, of course, the floor is going to be lava, magma. And what I'm going to do is I want to put a cover over the top of this. There we go. Cool. We're going to go ahead and use these. I think if I use hollow floor, this should work. Go over here. Oh, I can't reach. Okay, we're going to go with line then. Right, I need to... I actually need end access so I can upgrade my effortless building here to be able to reach far enough, but this will work. And I want to make sure... Keeping an eye on the map there, making sure that I don't have a gas spawning anywhere up here. There shouldn't be anywhere spawnable for them yet, so hopefully that doesn't happen. Good, right there. Thank you. And the last one, this one might be able to reach. 16, perfect. Cool. Alright, so that means that the edge here is not spawnable, because again, I don't want these guys flying off. Next thing I need is a place to put these guys, and I think I'm just going to go back up, straight up for that. Where did my building blocks go? I want a few more of these. Okay. Let's go ahead and go straight up. Without that. Alright, I've got the start of a very bad idea forming here, so I am having fun. Let's go ahead. I don't have access to my storage from here because that's in another dimension, and so it's not loaded. Glass would have been the ideal thing here. I didn't bring glass. That would have been smart, but I didn't bring it. What I do have is a redstone box from Zacharias, and I'm pretty sure redstone lamps are a transparent block. So, as I said, I've got the start of a bad idea. I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to find out. Let me break this, actually. I want to set... Okay, I did bring warp scrolls. Where'd they go? Right here. Okay. You guys, I'm going to set 2 of you right here in case one of them doesn't work and I have to break everything. Cool. Sounds good. It should stack. They don't stack, of course. What we're going to do is we're going to place down this block here, and I want a transparent block right there. And I think, and that's why this is a bad idea, I think that should blind them, and they should be kind of stuck in this little cage here. As I said, it may be a terrible idea. Probably is a terrible idea. So let's go ahead and see if it works. I got rid of our stack going up here because I realized I don't actually want solid blocks on most of this. This is all slabs, so nothing can spawn here, especially if I go down there. I don't want things spawning up here. Let's go ahead and grab... I'm going to do one more layer, I think, in the back here, just so I have a little bit of room to run and hide when things start exploding, because they probably will. Let's go ahead and close this up. There we go. Cool. And fix you. Okay, let's see if this is a really, really terrible idea or just a standard terrible idea. Let's not die. There we go. And let's go to effortless building. I want you solid this time. And this should reach now. Okay, 16. Cool. There we go. Gas farm's done. Let's go ahead and put a... Where'd you go? There you go. Thank you. Effortless building, everyone. That's there. Let's toss one of you in. And let's see just how bad of an idea this actually is. I noticed I took damage there, so that actually is not a transparent block. That'll probably be a problem. I also noticed that I don't have any friends up here yet. Hello? Let's go so everything down below will despawn. And we should have some friends now. Nope, no friends. Okay, we have good news and we have bad news. Good news is I have at least one ghast here. Bad news is that didn't work. He can very much see me. That's a problem. I don't want him to be able to see me. I think maybe I need this one block higher. Maybe. Although I think this isn't transparent anyway, so it probably isn't going to matter. I want it to be right here. Actually, no, let's go from the top. Put you there. Break that, break that, break that. Anyone want to come with? Because I was just standing here and I suddenly got one. Don't need to be further. I can only go this high. I mean, it got me one ghast, so I know it's a ghast farm. Just a very slow farm. Alrighty, cheaty camera here is showing us the problem. That is all those caves I mentioned where ghasts can't fit. Yeah, ghasts cannot fit here. Good job. Skeletons can. I don't really have the time to go through and actually destroy all this, because basically the fix for this is just blow up everything. Then there's no more cave, and there's no more spot for these guys to spawn. So that's what the plan will be. I'm just not going to do that right now. Do we have any new friends up here? No, we do not. Okay, well, it's worth a shot. Oh, actually, now that I look at this, we apparently did have some friends, but they didn't like us very much. That is a slight problem. I should really get... Right, that's not going to work. Do I have anything in here that can make a transparent block? I can make mage block. That's fine. No, I can do this. Here, let's go to Ray and Conjure Terrain. Let's do Touch, I guess. Touch, Conjure Terrain. This on its own is a dirt block. If I crush you, though, that is sand. Perfect. If I smelt you, which I should have somewhere, that should be glass. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, break you, and we'll just do a pillar of glass here, and that should work. So basically, it did work when I was looking at the cheaty camera there. There was a couple gas at least, I think at least 2 gas probably, because there was 2 piles of gunpowder sitting there. So I think that worked, they just died immediately. Or not immediately, but eventually suffocated on the block. So yes, redstone lamp unfortunately is not going to work here. It is not transparent enough for us. So, back to waiting, I guess. Alright, I stood up here. I was going to go into cheaty cam to go check on basically how many skeletons I had. And it looks like we have ourselves a working ghast farm. So we've got at least 2 ghasts in here. Let's go ahead and kill them. Cool. And that gets us the 4 ghast tiers that I needed at the start of this whole adventure. It also occurs to me that these guys, while they look 5x5, it looks like they are actually, if I go inside here, it looks like they're actually only a 4x4, which is important. That means that right now he can actually see me because his head is not inside the glass, because he can move around a little bit, like that. So that's a slight problem. F3G, turn you get, no. F3B. There we go. Let's go ahead and just kind of patch that up a little bit. That should be fine. You know, just in case, we'll do this as well. Okay, that way, hopefully they don't see me when they teleport up here. It's not the fastest farm in the world, but I do have 11 ghast tiers. The main thing is I wanted to summon the dragon again, and that requires having ghast tiers. And we've got a pretty easy way of getting it that's fairly safe, except for the whole, you know, being able to see me and blowing me up thing. But for the most part, this works. It can definitely be optimized by blowing up everything below us there. No big deal on that. I did mark right here is a waypoint, and what I did with the Hoglin farm to optimize that was, if I go down here, you can see I'm now 60 blocks away. And since it's 128 is our magic number, what I can do is basically just go down below and look for anything that says it's less than 128 and blow it up. So that's all those caves there. Hello there, thank you. 12, cool, thank you. Yeah, so this took me like 10 minutes to just make a box there and a cage up here. The longest part was making the cage because I didn't have glass. But basically that works. We now at least have a real quick way of coming up here and getting a bunch of ghast tiers. End crystals in hand. I'm ready to head to the end. Well, I don't actually know where it is yet, but we can find our way there. Let's go ahead and make a quick thing here, though. I I get asked a lot, how do we fight the dragon? And to be honest, I don't really have a good answer on that, which is kind of why I'm doing it right now. First off, I want an enchanter's bow. On its own, power 3, punch 1, and unbreaking 2. Really? I thought I only had unbreaking 1 on that. Interesting. Anyway, so we've got this, but you can hear me clicking. I don't have any arrows, and I don't think I have that many arrows in here. 358, so yeah, not many. So I'd like to get infinity on that, but the problem is that it's going to need some air essence, and let's go ahead and grab a diamond block. There we go. I've got some air essence being crafted here, but I need 7 of these. So I'm gonna get those made up here. 3, 4, and I need 3 more of these. So I've got 1 in there. Let's go ahead and steal this jar for a moment. Right here. And I'm just gonna plop you down right there. So it has to be a lot closer than right here in order to speed this up. Generally, I don't actually do this. I usually just let it craft on its own. But I kind of want to get it done quickly. So, 1, should be a second one, 2, cool, 1 more. 1 there, and last one, right there, cool. I can plop you right there. Go ahead and put this in here. Not enough source nearby. I knew there's a reason I had you here. I'm pretty sure this is not going to automatically link back, so let's go ahead and put the full jar there. I don't remember how much this uses. I do, however, want to have some more source on me, though. So that's crafting. Cool. And I'm pretty sure I still need to have at least 1 arrow on me. That's vanilla. So we'll grab one of our 358. So on its own, it's just an arrow. What I like to do though is I would like a spell on this, and I'm gonna create a pretty simple spell. So I don't need a shape or form here because the arrow itself is the form. And another thing is that because the arrow is gonna hit, Minecraft invulnerability frames means that it's not actually going to really take any damage from the spell. Or rather, between the spell and the arrow, the higher number is gonna win. So basically I'm gonna have to waste a lot of mana. That's not the right spell. I'm going to have to waste a lot of mana in order to actually get any damage out of that. So that's not what I'm going for. I am going for explosion. I don't have dampen. Take you out, put you down. Tier 2, I would like dampen, which is a nether brick, which I think I've got, yeah. Cool. And of course, learning more glyphs is the best way to increase your mana. So learn that, cool. As I was saying, I want explosion. Dampen. Explosion and dampen means that it's not going to do any block damage. I don't want block damage. What I do want, however, is a bit of area effect on that. And that's it. So, put that there. Let's give you an actual name here. Boom bow. And what we can also do here is we can change our color. Let's go ahead and go with red on this one, because boom. And what you can see is when we put that down, when we apply our spell, you can see that the little crystal in the front there changed its color. So we now have a red little crystal. And if we go ahead and fire this at, say, a tree, we'll fire it right on here. It explodes and does no block damage. Cool. I should have probably done that where I didn't have anything inside here, but it's in light, it'll heal anyway. So let's go ahead. I think that is the last thing we need. We have some source, we have a ritual brazier, we have a tablet of containment, some containment jars. I think we are ready to go. Let's go ahead and we need end. We don't have a whole lot of these guys. Let's get some blaze. We'll grab a couple of these. 1, 2, 3, 4 is probably going to be enough. Over here I have a crush rune. If I toss these on here, I get a little bit more out of it. I got 13 out of those 4. Normally you'd get, it's a 2 per, so normally you'd get 8, so not too bad. Let's go ahead and put these on here. And we shouldn't need that many. And I also have some warp scrolls here so that once I go there, I can set up a warp to be able to get there again. Alright, I have no idea where we're going. Let's go up to the roof for this. And toss you, you're going that way. Cool. And off we go. Well, I've been following the Ender Pearl there for a while, and I came across this, which is some random mage lights in the middle of nowhere with nothing around it, with a random hole that goes down a ways. I think we found it. Let's go ahead and drop down. Looks like there is water at the bottom. Or, I guess there's water. So there wasn't water directly at the bottom, there was water halfway down. Cool, good to know. Let's, do I have a slab on me? No, I don't. Okay, well, we can't fix that. Let's see. There's Skulk here. So either Zachris was here, which is likely, or this is just a Skulk area. It looks on the map like there is more Skulk, and you are not part of this. I guess you are, but anyway. I think we're here. Let's go ahead and hop in. The end. And there's end crystal stuff going on. Someone mentioned that there might be something where they might be broken. Well, that's odd. I wonder if I can do anything about that. Odd. Okay, well, let me take a look around and see what we got. Alright, well, I'm not entirely sure what's up with the haunted crystals here, so let's just pretend that they're not there and see if we can get this party started. Actually, we should probably get things set up a little bit here. Let's see, I would like Ritual Brazier somewhere. Actually, let's get things kind of prepared for this. Put you nearby. Cool. These are all slabs, which means that there's no Enderman spawning up here. You can see on the map we've got them all around there. Last crystal is going to go in. Let's get some jars down. As soon as I put the jars down, it'll start containing things. I don't remember if this will contain the end crystals. Well, I wasn't really able to do much audio recording during this, just between the fight itself and things going on around here. So I decided instead to do it as kind of a voiceover. As you can see here with the fight, it didn't really go as planned. So the whole problem with the end crystals, someone had mentioned this in the server, kind of in the Discord chat, that there was a problem where for some reason the end crystals were not able to be broken. So all the preparation of the lovely spell bow with explosion, specifically designed for it, didn't work. So the first thing we did here was we captured the dragon in a chest, or not a chest, in a jar. Basically, it doesn't really do anything as far as the fight itself. It'll eventually respawn a new one anyway. I'm just kind of waiting here for it to respawn. It takes about 2 minutes or so. Once a new one automatically respawns, thank you vanilla, it's back to fighting. And as I said, Spellbow isn't doing anything. The crystals in our pack here are currently bugged. So yeah, he's just going to completely keep healing. So basically what I had to do instead was I came up with a new spell. We'll go over that a little bit later for the actual spell grammar of what it was. But basically just act as a poison on him to keep the damage constantly happening. Or I guess her name's Jean. Anyway, keep the spell damage on it until you can basically just out damage the healing from that. So once we freed the end here, get all the experience, yay. Basically, it's just a kind of lame fight. I'm not a big fan of the dragon fight to begin with. It's kind of just boring. You just keep fighting over and over. And eventually, the whole point is just to get to the outer end islands anyway. So now that we were able to get there, did a little bit of exploring. It took quite a bit to actually find any sort of structure to do anything with. I ended up going around 5,000 blocks away. But we do have a new mod on here called Voidcraft, I think. I don't remember exactly. But basically, there's a lot of new end generation, so we can kind of explore that in a little bit here. Well, sorry, I wasn't really able to talk much during the dragon fight there, because, I mean, there's kind of a lot going on. I do want to point out the kind of the MVP of that fight, which was a new spell that I threw together, currently called Fortune Break, because I didn't bother renaming it. Ray, couple AoE, so it has longer reach, and just harm, delay, harm, delay, harm, delay, harm. I could have kept going here. We've got 20 glyphs I can use. But the thing is, basically, we have a bug on the server, and it was pointed out a while ago, and we just never bothered to fix it. And that is the crystals. They don't break. So I created that bow. It's currently in a backpack. Created that bow mostly so I'd be able to break those crystals. That's why it has explosion and dampen on there, because you don't have to really hit too accurately. But basically, yeah, they didn't break, so I had to just out heal them, or out damage they're healing. And so that was kind of fun. It works. I'm currently over here in a end city, which is just I found one nearby. You'll notice our terrain is a little different. Let's not get hit by those, please. We have a mod on here. I don't remember what. Nullscape, maybe? Basically, it kind of amplifies the terrain around here. So we've got, can't really see out here. Basically, there's actual more terrain and hills. There is more biomes as well. That's kind of just the standard biome, but it's more hilly, which is a bit more interesting, I think, than the usual flat of before. But yeah, that's what we got here. So what I'm doing right now is, well, I was going to go capture that shulker. Why is there? I was going to capture the shulker because it's handy to have those if you want to hook it up to a drigme, so you don't have to set up an actual proper farm for that sort of thing. Is there... Okay, so it does exist. So there might be a chest over here? Or no? I feel like there usually is. Maybe I'm wrong. I was hoping to find something there. I was hoping to capture the shulker, but I realized I only brought the single containment ritual with me, and that was used on the dragon. Now, the dragon doesn't have any drops. I can't stick it with a drigme, but what you can do is with a dragon in a jar here, you are able to use bottles on it and collect dragon's breath. So it's useful to have with you. I'm going to break a few more of these because they're useful to have too. Cool. We're going to keep exploring because I need a few elytra, at least 3 actually. Mostly because I'm not entirely sure what I want to use for my flight, whether I want to use the glide glyph, which is useful to have. Anything cool in here? I will take anything from relics. Ooh, bastion ring, perfect. I've been looking for one of those for a while. Protection 4, don't actually need those. We'll take the iron because why not? I seem to always use clocks. Don't need anything else from here. But we're going to keep going and exploring. If I go to map, there were a few broken end ships on the way here, but nothing actually usable. There's no elytra in those. So we are going to keep exploring, and my plan is just kind of to go roughly north. So I will come back if we find something interesting. Okay, I literally just cut. We were like right there in the air. I do want to point out, of course, the terrain generation. I think the terrain generation is pretty interesting. Almost sheer cliffs. You've got a lot bigger hills here, mountains. It just feels a lot more alive. I'm pretty sure this cuts off right at 0, so let's not go too far down there. Okay, this is interesting. A mine shaft. I did find a mine shaft in the nether the other day, which is actually pretty interesting. I don't know if there's going to be any... Wow, there's a lot of stuff on the map there. Unfortunately, well, there's a lot of things. I don't know if there's any like chests or loot in here. There's probably not elytra, and the main thing we're after is elytra today. So let's head back out into the world here, and we will... actually, we'll mark this on our map. Create waypoint. Mine shaft. Cool. Also on the map there, I see a big square. So let's fly up here. Oh. Oh, this seems miserable. Let's get rid of you. That's a lot of spawners. Anything down there? This is probably gonna hurt. Cool. Thorns. Awesome. It looks like someone already like took out if there's any explosives under here. So let's see what we got. I don't actually need those. Flamingo, sure, why not? Chorus free, I'll grab a little bit of that. End crystal's always useful. Power, silk touch, sweeping edge, diamond backpack, thank you. We'll take all of that. And you, a hat from artifacts, luck of the sea. Probably good. Let's go into our junk storage here. and drop off just about everything. Cool. All right, well, let's keep exploring. Maybe we'll find something interesting. I found another of these ruined desert temples in here, and just to give an example of how much TNT was down here, a lot is the answer. A lot. Yeah, luckily someone diffused that last one, so I knew to expect that. Normally, I guess this is vanilla, or vanilla-esque. These are all trapped chests, I believe. So basically, that's another, it's a comparator. Oh, it's a comparator. Okay, either way, it's something I don't want to deal with. So let's go ahead and amplify this real quick. Get our item pickup back on there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Do I need any pistons? I feel like I always need pistons. Redstone block. There's redstone. You are powering. Okay, so that would have pulled back this, which would have then turned on the torch, which would have exploded already. Okay, so we're good there. So I don't actually need the comparators, but they're useful to have. So are pistons. And redstone. I can make all that. I don't need this. Let's see. More of these guys. Yeah, it's going to take everything. Alrighty, we seem to have found a city with a ship. Hopefully it's one no one else has found yet. I figured that I'd go kind of north about 5,000, and here we are. And perfect, there it is. Excellent. Let's go ahead and grab you. Cool, thank you. Grab the rest of this stuff here. Lots of diamonds. I don't even need any of this stuff anymore, but it's fun to have. Can anything else go in this one? Nope. Start filling this one. Awesome. Okay, so we've got that done. We have one elytra. I was hoping to find 3 because I want one for a thread, one for an elytra upgrade for the living armor part, and one as a glyph. Let's see, is there probably some chests in this one here? Perfect. Anything interesting? No. Interesting over here? Also no, but with a gold backpack. Perfect. Okay. We're at 5,000 north. I think what I'm going to do is maybe head west now for a bit and see if we can find another city. Would be nice. These things are kind of cool, I guess, but there's so many endermites. I don't really want to. Maybe I'll just mark this on. I can find it on the map, so I don't need to do that. I think I'm going to go west a little bit and then maybe head back down south and see if that gets us anywhere. What are the dots on the map there? Oh, those are... Really? You're reaching this far? Alright, well, to the west. Well, apparently the trick was to actually go to 5,000. That was the first one that we found, and then I found 1, 2, 3, 4 others, all which have ships. Which is pretty awesome. Actually, I guess this one over here has a broken ship, so it didn't have an elytra. But I have our 3 elytra now. I've got an extra as well, actually, which brings us up to 4, which is good. So we have an extra, and if anyone else needs one, we can always, sell, trade, whatever, those later. But I didn't want to go and, take all of them. So I think we are at a good point where we can head back to base. And luckily, the stabilized warp scroll that we have here will be able to take us home. These can be interdimensional, and so this one here I've set a while ago. It basically just goes right here to my front door. Not too bad. I do have a warp scroll set for kind of basically near where all those cities were, so we'll be able to get back there pretty easily. Well, we are back home at our base after our grand adventure in the end, and the first thing I want to do is I want to take some of that chorus fruit that we found and upgrade our gear. So let's grab all of these, take them off, and let's go ahead and start with a heretic hood. Of course that doesn't work, I have to do these first. One of you, and one chorus. Actually, let's do the... Actually, I didn't really need the robes. The robes, upgrading them, it'll increase my mana, but basically because there's no thread in this, it's not going to give me another thread slot, so cool. That one's done. Let's do 2 pearls and a chorus fruit. Pop the hood in. So yeah, no extra things here. Upgrade points don't increase. I have to do a blood magic ritual for that one. But we can put that back on. Cool. Tier 3. Like I said, does increase the max mana and mana regen, so that helps a little bit. Our hat. Let's take our legs and our boots as well. One of you, one of you, one of you, and pop you in. Now, what I'm curious is, what thread slots do I have? I have a level 3 and a level 1. That's it. I don't have 3 slots, I only have 2 thread slots on these, which is not ideal. This one has a 3, a 1, and a 1. Okay, cool. And let's see what we get in the last one. I couldn't actually remember what the thread counts were in these. But okay, we've got at least 2 tier 3s, so that's good. We'll see what our pants get us. So far I've got spell power. Spell power is a good one to have in the level 3 slot. And what do you have? Level 2. Okay. So, here's the deal. We've got 2 level 3 slots, a level 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 level 1 slots. So, kind of weak, especially compared to my normal, which is using sorcerer robes, so I have a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, we need to decide now what we want to do. We've got a spreadsheet, it's not currently open though, so I can't look at it, that has basically how all of the upgrades work for blood magic. So right now we've got 100 upgrade points here. Currently we're using 113. The reason for that is basically after it got leveled up to 100, Chonky, the developer of Tome of Blood here, or Tome of Blood Rebirth rather, he increased the basically the costs of, I think it's mana attunement there, so it's currently level 3, can go up to level 5. Basically made it a bit more expensive, so we kind of went over, so we have more than we actually should. So basically what that means is we need to figure out what we want to have for our upgrades. Because I've got 2 Elytra here, I've got 2 more in storage. Actually, I think it's in my backpack here, maybe. No, it's in storage. And basically, we can look at this. There's 2 main things we can do with this. One is, or I guess 3. One is a Glyph of Glide, which means it's a spell. One is a thread, which will take up a thread slot, but does require a level 3 slot. And the last is using an alchemy array, using a living armor upgrade tome. Alright, well, rather than going over the potentially hundreds of different options here, with the Heretic Robes, basically, there's a lot of different upgrades, and some I want, some I don't want. There's also a bunch of downgrades that can increase your total number of points that you can have, and there are 2 important rituals. One is what's in front of us here. This is the... I don't remember the name of it. Basically what it does is it takes all your upgrades and turns them into little pieces of paper, specifically these living armor upgrade tomes. What you can do then is you can take your living armor training bracelet and place each of these in here and kind of decide what you would like. So I went ahead and made an Elytra thread, or an Elytra upgrade rather, because I figured this is only 25 points. I've got 100 points on this right now, and so that's basically a smaller percentage. Instead of, I have 1 level 3 here and an available level 3 there. So I only have 2 level 3 slots for threads. So I think it makes more sense to have that be an Elytra upgrade with upgrade points instead. So this thing here lets you take them all off. You can then specifically customize what you would like, instead of it being just whatever random, hey, I've been walking around a lot, now I'm going to walk faster. Hey, I jumped up a lot because I don't have stairs, so now I jump even higher. Basically, I wanted a nice balance of a 2-block high jump height. I have that with a strong leg 1, as well as a heights upgrade of height thread, rather. It's all the balance of threads versus upgrades. Yeah, so I'm happy with what we're getting so far, but next thing I'm going to do is actually tear down this whole thing. So this one was to take off the upgrades and basically use that to kind of specify what you'd like. So we did that, cool. Now that we've got some threads, or I keep saying threads, they're upgrades, upgrade tomes. Basically, since we have those now, we can go ahead and take this out. We won't need it for a while unless I need to take them all off again and restart, which is possible. I probably will, but it was 44 ritual stones and I didn't want to spend it all. So next up, what I want to do is Ritual Diviner. I want Living Evolution. You'll notice it looks very similar. Get that going. It should take the same 44 blocks, just in a different arrangement, different colors. Cool. All right, and now that is done, we can go ahead and walk on here. Let's, what do you mean not configured correctly? Oh. 2 more blocks. Okay, so we're going to activate that. Rush of energy flows through the ritual. I think it's like 40,000 or something, but we've got 1 million, so no big deal. And we're going to go ahead and walk here again. What that has done is now upgraded our number of points that we can have from 84 to, or from 100 to 300. And of course, even though I have 300 available, I don't actually need that yet. Yeah, I don't actually need it because right now I've got kind of what I'd like. I do want to upgrade some of these, like Pincushion is more arrow defense, Tough is more regular defense. I have a few things that I want to make though, and that is a couple of these upgrade tomes are actually craftable. Socketed is one. If we go here, it's basically dirt cheap. What this does is it allows you to basically have extra slots over here at the bottom, I believe, that can hold things like the various slates and glyphs and stuff from blood magic. Like there's one that can make you basically immune to fire, so that would be handy to have, and then I don't need to worry about that anymore. So I want a couple levels of that, and there's another here. Actually, I'll do that, and really should work. I can't sort like that anymore. Okay, so the next one I want is Brilliance, which is, I don't even know why I clicked because it shows both of them here. Socketed and Brilliance. Brilliance basically, I can't go to it. It's basically more defense. Right now these are basically iron level, which, you know, it works. I've got, what is that, 4, 5, 6, 7.5 points of defense, but extra would be nice, and I've got the available upgrade points now, so we might as well do that. But I want to take a look at what else we can do with our armor. I'm pretty happy overall with what we've got going with our robes here. We still have quite a lot of upgrade points left we could use. We have 127 out of 300. I did add 1 layer of Socketed and 2 of Brilliance. Brilliance gives me that armor toughness you see down there and an additional 2 armor, which is pretty good. It's a little bit higher. It's not quite full yet, but we'll see. I'm going to play around with this for a bit and see it's kind of overall how I like the feel of this armor. The one thing is I am a little slow, so I'll probably upgrade the Quick Feet. Right now it's only level 4. I think I can go up to 10, so we'll be able to use it quite a bit. One thing I want to do is I have an empty level 3 slot and 2 empty level 1 thread slots. So the rest of these are all filled up ready. My plan, I think, is to use in the level 3 slot here, I think I want to use an Undying thread, but I don't have any totems of Undying, and that's a whole other ordeal, so I think we're going to save that for the next episode. But we can do right now is I'm going to go ahead and make a Starbuncle thread. Now I only had, I think, 3 Starbuncles shards, so I'll get more of those. I think I have a villager with those though, so I'm not too concerned. Let's go ahead and let's pop this in our level 3 slot. Why did that pop out? Oh, that came out because I didn't have the available, right, the Socketed was an extra thing down here. Okay, good to know. If you take off that, including probably if I die, then that may take up an extra inventory spot. Good to know. Let's pop this in our level 3. So we'll equip that, and let's put the Sigil of Holding back. Currently I only have a, it's a Seer Sigil in there. Very fast. Very fast. Currently it's just a Seer Sigil in there, which I was hoping would actually show me real time, like a thing underneath my minimap here that shows my actual life points level. Unfortunately, no, it doesn't. I thought it did, but that may have been an older version or an add-on to Blood Magic. In the meantime, we are super speedy, so that Starbuncle thread is very fast. It also adds Step Assist on level 3. So I've been wanting Step Assist for a while, and I'm not entirely sure what I want to do about this. I think Zachris has been playing with a, I think he has a client-side mod that gives him Step Assist. I'm not quite sure how that works, but apparently it works just fine. So that's an option. I'm not sure if I want to go with that, or I think Raveclaw or a couple other people around here have like a thing here. Curio, that's the name of it. So there might be one here that gives step assist. Step. There are running shoes, movement speed while sprinting, and step height while sprinting. Kind of annoying. I didn't mean to click on you. So that's an idea. Step assist, step height buff from occultism, but that is a potion effect. So that's the whole thing through occultism with like their familiar system. So we'll have to figure out what we want to do for step assist. It's a really nice quality of life feature to have, but it does, however, require a level 3 slot with the Starbuncle thread, which, I mean, it's getting a little fast. I might actually have to turn off the view bobbing if I'm going to be running this fast. We'll play around with it for a bit and see how well that works. But I am quite happy with the progress that we've made. We've got fancy new armor. Doesn't look like it. Looks the same. But it is upgraded quite a bit. We were able to remove some of the things we didn't care about, such as the Dwarven Might, which gives us, I think, haste when we break things. We break things with a spell. We don't need improved mining speed. The rest of these, improved armor, and of course the extra mana regen and higher level threads is always a good thing to have. And of course, we can't forget, we can fly now. We have Elytra. This does actually take durability, I found out, on the actual armor itself. But for the most part, I don't care. See, a little bit of durability there. Like I said, I don't really care about it though, because this stuff repairs from our mana anyway. There is the repairing thread, and there is the repairing upgrade. It's 25 life points that makes it repair damage every so often. I don't think we need it. I think we're fine with just what we have. I will, however, put unbreaking and mending on everything. I still need to go through and properly enchant these. I think I just have protection, and that's about it. Yeah, protection level 3 on this one even. Protection 4. Depth Strider, Feather Falling. Still have a little bit to go on there, but we don't really have much in the way of an enchanting setup here, so we will have to figure that out some other time. Anyway, this has been a long enough episode as is. Got the end fight done. Killed a dragon. It's kind of a boring fight. Always is. But we got our armor upgraded. So, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.